You may please be seated. Thank you so very much to the River Hill Brass Quintet for their performance this evening. They have become a very important feature and part of our Project Literacy graduation. Thank you so very much for volunteering your time and talent with us year after year. If you'll join me in giving them a round of applause. Okay, a quick housekeeping note, if you will please note the exit nearest you. The exit nearest you may not be the exit or the entrance that you use to come into the building. So please also at this time, make sure that you are aware of your nearest exit. If you would take the opportunity also to silence your cell phones at this time, please. Thank you. Since its founding in 1987, Howard County Library System's Project Literacy program has empowered more than 13,500 students. Our learners come from over 67 countries and speak 45 languages, and they have reached important milestones, from earning external high school diplomas and becoming U.S. citizens to improving their English and building skills for the workforce. All of this takes a multitude of resources and a multitude of tenacity. So we want to recognize the funders who help make Project Literacy possible. Exelon Corporation, Friends and Foundation of Howard County Library System, Institute of Museum and Library Services, and Maryland State Department of Labor. We'll be hearing from one of our elected officials, State Delegate Natalie Ziegler, and a representative from Senator Chris Van Hollen's office. Most importantly, we are here to celebrate and acknowledge the remarkable achievements of our 3 new U.S. citizens, 14 graduates, and 60 students who have worked to improve their English skills. Students, you are setting an example, a powerful one for your families and for future generations. I applaud your resilience, your perseverance, your courage, and your unwavering commitment to creating better opportunities for yourselves and your families. I am proud, and I'll get emotional every year, so just wait for it. I am so proud to share community with you. It is my great pleasure to welcome a few people who've made time to honor you and your achievements. Our state delegation works tirelessly to support students of all ages, and as the only public library in Maryland to offer an adult basic education program, we are especially grateful for their support. I would like to recognize Eric Benner. If you'll just stand and wave your hand. Thank you so very much, representing State Senator Guy Gazzoni, and invite you to also welcome me in joining the co-chair of the Howard County State Delegation, our state delegate, Natalie Ziegler. Natalie.
Thank you so much. It is so wonderful to be here this evening. What a marvelous celebration. Thank you so much for inviting me to celebrate such an amazing array of achievements. So first, to our new citizens, the first thing I want to say is congratulations. And the second thing I want to say is please register to vote. You have a unique and very important perspective on our wacky politics, having lived somewhere else and seen that there are other ways of doing things. And as a result, you can see us in a way that we may not be able to see ourselves. So please engage with your new country and share your knowledge and wisdom with us. Lord knows we could use a little insight right about now. To our new graduates, also congratulations. I was a volunteer at South Baltimore Learning Center for a few years, so I am very familiar with the NEDP, and I am very glad that I did not have to take that test. But hats off to you all for your courage, your persistence, the countless times that you chose future you over tired, busy, I just don't feel like studying, present you. This is an incredible accomplishment, and I hope you give yourself a chance to really take it in, what you have achieved, starting with the choice you made to pursue your degree, through a lot of hard work to this success. You are truly an inspiration, and I know this is just the beginning. To those of you still in the program who are being recognized for your achievements, congratulations to you all for your hard work and persistence, and to the volunteer tutors, thank you, thank you. I know you know this already, but you are giving your students a truly priceless gift, and it's hard to imagine time better spent, and our entire community owes you a tremendous debt of gratitude. So one more time, I want to say congratulations to each and every one of you, and I wish you every success in your future. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Delegate Ziegler. United States Senator Chris Van Hollen is a strong supporter of public libraries and of our library and community. And while he could not join us this evening, we are so pleased his regional director, Jessica Clayton, who is equally supportive and always shows up around this county and for this library. If you will please join me in welcoming Jessica.
Thank you so much. Thanks, everyone, for welcoming me here today on behalf of your United States Senator, Chris Van Hollen, and for our new citizens. This is your United States Senator now, and we want to hear from you. We want to communicate with you, which is why, as Tanya said, I come out and spend a lot of time in the county. So I look forward to getting to know all of you. Congratulations to our graduates, to all of our students, to your families who have had to be patient and work hard and do extra so you can do this incredible thing, as Delegate Ziegler said, for your future. On a personal note, I just want to say that whenever I meet a person who English is their second or third or fourth language, I think, and I'm getting emotional too, what a brilliant person this is. A person smarter actually than I am, who has been able to learn this incredibly difficult language and make an opportunity to have a life that is so expansive. So congratulations to all of you. I have a couple of citations here from the Senator. The first one I'll give to you. It's to the Howard County Library System. This citation is presented to the Howard County Library System on the occasion of its Project Literacy graduation ceremony in recognition of its longstanding commitment to empowering adult learners to improve their economic well-being and quality of life through education and citizenship opportunities. With appreciation for its dedication to uplifting individuals and families across Howard County and creating pathways to success, and with best wishes for its continued success, Chris Van Hollen, United States Senator. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Jessica. The Maryland Department of Labor provides the bulk of funding necessary for us to offer Project Literacy, giving more than $380,000 in grant funding each year. Here to offer remarks from the department, please welcome Echo Salisbury.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, and most importantly, the remarkable graduates of our adult education program. I am Echo Salisbury, an adult education program specialist from the Maryland Department of Labor's Adult Education and Literacy Services. And on behalf of Secretary Wu and Assistant Secretary Roth, it is my profound privilege to welcome and congratulate each and every one of you on this momentous occasion. The adult education program at the Howard County Library System, Project Literacy, is recognized by the Maryland Department of Labor for its hard work in preparing adults to transition to post-secondary education and career training, as well as providing additional resources and the National External Diploma Program as a pathway to a Maryland high school diploma. If you'll indulge me, I'd like to take a minute to honor you and the people you've carried with you on this journey. Is anyone here familiar with the poet E.E. Cummings? Any hands? I see some nods, see some hands. He wrote a poem with the opening line that starts with, "I carry your heart with me." I bring him up as one of my favorites because he was a poet who did not meet, nor did he care to fit, convention. Many of his poems are in free form. He experimented with literary mechanics like punctuation, spelling, syntax, grammar. If you're not fond of poetry, to put it in a nutshell, he didn't like to follow the rules of language. How many of you here today did not follow the rules? Now I'll ask you, how many of you are here today in this moment, achieving this milestone because of a special person? Perhaps this is a person who motivated you, inspired you, kicked you in the pants to get you on your way. Maybe they're a friend, a parent, a child, a coworker. This special person could also be you. And let me be clear, even if you got back on this educational journey or this road for someone else, none of this would be possible without you. You did the work. I ask you this question because a friend of mine always says that she is the combined effort of everyone she's ever known. I ask you this question because we carry ourselves, our dreams, our hopes, along with every special person in our lives, especially when we work towards meeting our goals or our own rules with how we want to live our lives. If I may, I'd like to share with you now an excerpt of that poem that I mentioned earlier by E.E. Cummings. Here is the deepest secret nobody knows. Here is the root of the root and the bud of the bud and the sky of a tree called life, which grows higher than soul can hope or mind can hide, And this is the wonder that's keeping the stars apart. I carry your heart. I carry it in my heart. Today is where you take hold of what you've done, the root of the root. Today is the start of a new beginning, the bud of the bud. And when you come up here and you grab hold of that important document that brings light to all of the work you and others have poured into you, you are carrying everything you are with you. And this does not end today. There will always be rules or sky of the sky to set your sights on, to test your limits, and there will be infinite choices to make as you go on with your life. But this is not a heavy weight. This is not a burden. This is the promise we make as human beings, to continue on, push forward, and remember all the little things in life that make such a huge difference. This is your moment, and just a taste of what's to come. For all of those who have carried you, and for all the ones that you do carry and will carry, your advisor assessors, your coaches, your family, your friends, no matter who or where they are, you have accomplished something profound. This is the wonder that's keeping the stars apart. I carry your heart. I carry it in my heart. On behalf of the Maryland Department of Labor, congratulations, graduates. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you, Echo. Next, please welcome Ben Hamilton and Kala Richardson, who will recognize students who became new U.S. citizens and those who had perfect attendance and moved up and English for speakers of other languages or ESOL level during the past year.
I feel like we came up too fast. All right, thank you so much for coming to celebrate the NEDP graduates. But while we're here to celebrate them, we also want to celebrate those who have made outstanding progress in their English language classes and those who passed the citizenship test this year. So a little like snapshot of my day. I'm clickety-clacking away on my keyboard, and then outside in the classroom, they're doing the really hard work of English language learning. Week after week, they come to class, and they make Project Literacy like the place to have fun, to eat, to laugh. It's an amazing group of people. So, to everybody being recognized tonight, we wouldn't be here without you. You're an integral part of Project Literacy, of the library, of this community. I'm proud to know you. I love that it's my job to help you get to class. And now, my colleague, Kala, is going to call your name. So if you hear your name, come up here to be recognized.
Rodolfo Aguileta, Mina Argueta, Gladys Campos, Brenda Carrillo, Johnson Koika, Gregory Gaji, Yvette Gaji, Jessica Hernandez, Tracy Xiao, Guaying Zhang, Palwinder Kaur, Muhammad Shahid Mansour, Marina Mejia, Gladys Mejia, Victorine Wafo, Nadej Musund, Pilar Munoz, Mitra Porobagi, Abdullah Rahimi, Jose Santos, Isar Silva, Motaram Siros, Fatma Tak, Yukiko Takami, Feng Wen Tsai, Senia Ventura, Xie Shu, Ali Yusefi Morgadam, Xiao Mei Zhang, Xiu Tao Lin, and Lu Wei. Did we miss anybody? Did we miss anybody today? Yeah, there goes Xiao Mei. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Beautiful. Sincha? Sincha. Sincha. Look at these distinguished scholars here doing their thing. Yes, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And Parwin Paris. Where's Parwin? Tell her to come, tell her to come, tell her to come. Come on, come on. Hey, come on, come on. Taking pictures? Okay, beautiful. One more. Come on, Marvin. Outstanding.
Let's give them another round of applause. Congratulations. You'll hear more about our volunteers in a moment. Our program really, truly would not exist without our amazing volunteers. Our program certainly is run by our professional staff, but literally could not happen without the volunteers. And so thank you so very much for your dedication and your time and the heart that you share with our students. Please welcome Kim Metz and Wendy Colin-Holbrook, who will talk a little bit more about our volunteer corps. Let's give them a round of applause, please.
Good evening. Today, as we celebrate the achievements of our graduates and citizens, we want to take a moment to recognize a group of individuals whose contributions often happen quietly, behind the scenes, but whose impact is deeply felt, our incredible volunteers. Project Literacy volunteers provide one-on-one instruction to our newcomer students in order to prepare them for group English classes. They also encourage, guide, and support NEDP students through the program. Our volunteers are active participants in our staff development and are always willing to give generously of their time.
one of our volunteers, one of our many amazing volunteers, Leslie Ann Shaka, is here tonight, and she will share a bit of her experience as a volunteer and what it has meant to her. So come on up, Leslie Ann.
Thank you, Tim and Wendy. So first of all, I'd like to congratulate all graduates, their families, their instructors, all volunteers, and the management and administrative staff, who behind the scenes are the engines of pro literacy. My name is Leslie Ann Shaka, and I'm one of 24 volunteers with pro literacy. I've been volunteering my time for about 2.5 years for 2 hours a week. I was born in the U.S. and worked here for over 45 years. After retiring 10 years ago, my husband and I, who's right over there, by the way, and I moved to Panama because we wanted to immerse ourselves in a different culture, just like you all. Even though I speak a little Spanish, I found out firsthand what it was like to struggle to communicate, so I can appreciate how important it is to learn the local language. I was always asking the Panamanians to slow down, talk slower. Puede hablar más despacio, por favor. No entiendo todo. Eventually, I had a one-on-one tutor for learning Spanish, which helped me tremendously. Because I volunteered for monthly spay and neuter clinics in Panama, my Spanish teacher focused on vocabulary I would use to help Panamanian families understand what to do for the next few days after the pets had surgery, so the pets would heal without infection. In the meantime, I picked up more vocabulary by getting to know Panamanian families in the neighborhood. After 7 years in Panama, my husband and I returned to the U.S. after grandchildren entered the picture. After returning, I was looking for some way to contribute to the community, so I stumbled upon pro literacy, and a few months later became a volunteer tutor, where I met face-to-face with one student at a time to help them with their English. I try to learn as much about my students as possible. It helps me forge a path towards helping them become closer to reaching their goals. Over the past 2.5 years, I've tutored 5 students. We meet once a week for 2 hours individually, not all 5 together, usually for about 3 to 7 months, and then they move on, which is always bittersweet. The 5 learners I've worked with have been from 5 different countries: El Salvador, Nicaragua, Guatemala, Mexico, and Cambodia. What do I love about volunteering? It's very nourishing for my heart. Now I'm gonna cry. It adds balance to my life. When I'm working with a student, I live in that moment. I don't think about anything else. I don't think about problems, myself, what's gonna happen tomorrow, what happened yesterday. I'm 100% focused on my student and what he or she wants to do. This week, my student wanted to make a video of the 2 of us to send to her 17-year-old son, who still lives in Cambodia. This meant a lot to her, as she hasn't seen her son in over a year. I enjoy seeing the smiles and the sparkling eyes of accomplishment, and the pride, the happiness of advancing and becoming more independent. This is where I'm gonna tear up. The best compliment I can receive as a volunteer is for my students to be ready to move on as they continue reaching their goals. The memories of working with them and knowing them will always stay with me. Again, congratulations to all the graduates and the families for this milestone achievement, and I wish you the best as you continue on your chosen path. Thank you.
Thank you, Leslie Ann. And now we'd like to recognize the volunteers who could join us today. We appreciate all that you do for our staff and our students. We couldn't do it without you. So when we call your name, please come forward and join us in the front. So Leslie Ann, come on back up. Thank you very much for your service. And then we have Steve Platts, who is our math tutor for NEDP. Come on up, Steve. He's here somewhere, I know. And Joe Gaston, an ESL tutor. Come on up, Joe. And Sue Ziegler, an NEDP coach. And if we missed anyone, if there's any other volunteers, come on up to the front. All right, very good. Let's give them a big round of applause. All right, great. Yes, and you all can, yeah, thank you.
Thank you again to all of our volunteers. And now, we are ready to recognize and congratulate the HCLS Project Literacy Class of 2026. This year's, you can clap for that, absolutely. This year's class comprises 14 remarkable students who have worked diligently to complete the requirements for an external high school diploma. Their dedication, perseverance, and commitment to their goals have brought them to this significant milestone. We're proud to celebrate their achievement and the bright futures they are building for themselves and those around them. Here to introduce the graduates are National External Diploma Program Advisors and Assessors who have worked with this group of students. Please welcome Emma Flyman, Teresa Buffet, Lisa Conklin, and Lindsay Janelle.
We're thrilled to be here today to honor the accomplishments of our 14 graduates. On average, each graduate has invested more than 150 hours and achieved 100% mastery in 10 academic skill content areas to achieve this goal. Along the way, they've built meaningful connections with their coaches, developed greater self-confidence, and demonstrated resilience in the face of challenges. We'd like to invite each graduate and their coach to come before us and share their personal remarks.
We'd like to invite Maksuda Akhtar and her coach, Carolyn Berlin.
Good evening, everyone, and congratulations to everyone. I wanted to start by saying I'm a teacher, probably not a surprise, but I wanted to mention that because the NEDP staff refers to you guys as clients, but to me, you're students because I'm a teacher. I like to think as a teacher that you learn something from me, that I teach you something valuable. But I also would be remiss if I didn't say that with every student I work with, I learn something from you as well. And tonight I kind of wanted to, by way of introduction, tell you what I learned from my student. So the first student I have the pleasure of introducing is Maksuda. She came to us from Bangladesh, right, about 10 years ago or more?
6. Basically, I moved here in 2021.
Okay, not that long ago then. She's a very accomplished young woman. She's got a master's degree in economics in her country, but she wanted to get a high school diploma from us. And she came to us in August, I believe, and she was 8 months pregnant. And she said, the baby was due at the end of September, early October, and she said, I want to get my high school diploma before I have the baby. And Emma Ostendorp and Ben, and we all went, No way. We didn't say that to her, but we all just said, this is a lot of work. She's not going to be able to do that. Well, guess what? I don't remember the exact date, but it was like something like September 26th. She finished. She graduated. And 2 days later, she had her baby. So there he is. There he is. So. So what did I learn from Maksuda? I learned never underestimate a student with a goal. She did what she set out to do. She was a wonderful student. She was so well organized, and it was a pleasure to work with her. And keeping with the theme from Echo, I will carry you in my heart. Thank you. Congratulations. Your turn.
Thank you so much, honorable guest graduates and my coach and all the volunteers. Yeah, like I was continuously taking breathe in and breathe out because my emotions are, it's so much. Yes, this is my first ever US graduation degree. Last time I was in a study table, it was in 2010. So after that, it was the first ever I was studying like a student. And let me tell you about first what I should start. Okay, let me tell you first what I have learned. We were talking about the quality of life. So as an immigrant, like I have moved here at the end of like 2021, and I was completely stay-at-home mom, and I was raising my elder one. So after that, I was having a dream that, okay, I will study like my husband did, and I will also contribute in this country. But again, I got my another one. And then I was thinking I have to start something. And so I was visiting in this library, and I asked somebody that I want to improve my English. And then somebody just handed me over about this project literacy program. And from then I started. So, when I started, like, if I can say, I started with the health science, and now I know the basic things, how to save me and how to save my family. And if I start about, geography, I have to prepare one presentation. So I studied about the ocean city and I presented it. And I just loved, about exploring about the geography of this country, and definitely Maryland. And when I studied about the history, yes, I have learned about the, from the true research, I have learned about the history of this country, about the legislature, the election process, and about science. I can say now, my husband doesn't have this headache, I think, because I cook my chicken within 2 hours. Yeah. And another thing, I used to watch movies just as entertainment, but now I know how to watch movie with a critical mind. So yeah, I have learned a lot of things from this project, and the two things I have, I can mention two things. One is it has boosted my confidence, and it has improved my quality of life. So whenever I move to one state to another state, I know how to buy a car. I know how to choose a better loan. So, so this whole NADP project it has covered everything, especially for the immigrant who can be, very confident and can live their life very nicely and confidently. And another thing I want to share, so when we first moved here, so my sample size is not that big. I have only 2 sample size. I used to live in Charlotte, North Carolina, and then we moved to New York, it's Syracuse. So when we moved here and we did our library card, and the lady, we were asking that how many books can I draw? And she said 50, and her expression was, we should be, surprised. We can get 50 books at a time, but we were not surprised. Because in Charlotte, the Charlotte Library, they actually give 99 books at a time. But why I'm telling you this, because when I discuss about this literacy project with my Charlotte friend and with my Syracuse friend, they don't have it. But we have it. So it's the beauty. And in my last, this is the time I really get emotional. That is why I want to tell this topic at the end. That's the cooperation. So when I started with Mr. Ben, that, hey, I want to do this, and I was receiving this email and text. So I have seen the teamwork of this, my coach and Emma, 2 Emmas, and yes, so it happens, I have, especially they have shared their phone number with me so that anytime I can reach. And guess what I did? One day, I was giving exam with Emma. It was maybe, it was past 10:30, almost it was 11 at night. And for my coach, she has dedicated my time, she has dedicated her weekends, Saturdays and Sundays. I mean, there was no Saturdays and Sundays for her, for me. So that teamwork, actually, I have learned. And if I go somewhere, if I get opportunity to work somewhere, definitely this teamwork is a lesson for me that I will carry. And this cordial, what can I say? I feel like whenever I enter into this library, I feel like it's my family. So thank you so much, and pray for me. Thank you again.
Thank you, Maksuda. Next, we'd like to invite Annie Aragon and her coach, Jovita Voss.
Good evening, everyone. I'm here to introduce Annie Aragon. Annie is a dedicated mother of 3 children, supporting 3 children. And she balances family, work, and education with her determination and grace. She works for Project Literacy as program assistant, and all of us here, staff and students, know what an important role she plays in Project Literacy. I asked her, what is your key strength? What would you like me to say about your work? One thing. And she said, the most important thing is how she connects with students and gets to know what their needs are, and then she lets Ben and Emma know about it. With her empathy and insight, she makes a huge positive difference in the lives of people she works with. Education, Annie says, was always an important part of her life. Her dad was an engineer and her mom a finance professional, and they kept a home where learning was always encouraged and valued. Annie started her NEDP journey in September last year, and she set a personal goal of finishing by Christmas. Now, that's not easy, and she worked hard with dedication, and I, as her coach, can say that she did a lot of work, most of the work, independently, with very minimal support from me. She worked very hard, and her assessor, Teresa Buffa, and her portfolio reviewer, Emma Fleeman, also had to work in the holiday season for her to be able to finish on time. And Annie achieved her goal by Christmas. As her coach, it was a very unique experience for me because Annie and I worked together. After every NEDP graduation, we are the ones sitting and talking about what picture goes where in that NEDP board. And this time, we stand here as coach and client. I'm so happy for her. Please welcome Annie Aragon.
Okay. I'm going to read this because otherwise I'll go over time. Okay. Hello, my name is Annie, and most of you know me as a project literacy assistant. And I'm going to have my speech part in English and part in Spanish because my mom is here, and she doesn't understand much English. So first, I would like to thank Ben Hamilton and Emma Ostendorf, not only for being the most supported, kind, and generous bosses and people that I know, but most of all for convincing me to get my high school diploma. Also, I want to thank Jovita Vaz and Teresa Buffat, my coach and my assessor, to helping me through this process. I went to high school in my country. I got my diploma. I went to trade school there too. I got a certificate. But I'm living here in the United States since 2006. I got my citizenship in 2013. While I doubt myself quite a bit about getting my US high school diploma, I did it because it gave me an extra sense of belonging to this country. Now it's the Spanish part. Quiero expresar mi agradecimiento a Emma y a Ben por ser los jefes y las personas más generosas, bondadosas y solidarias que he conocido. También a Jovita y a Teresa por toda la ayuda que me dieron durante este proceso. En mi país terminé la escuela secundaria y fui a la escuela técnica. Llegué a los Estados Unidos en el 2006, me convertí en ciudadana en el 2013 y aunque vacilé un poco en conseguir el diploma de la escuela secundaria estadounidense, al hacerlo he sentido que pertenezco un poco más a esta nación. Go back to English. This is a surprise for my family. Hello. I kept quiet, almost like a secret, because there is nothing more important for me right now than seeing the excitement, the pride, and the happiness in their faces, as well as demonstrating, especially to my children, that if you focus, you can achieve what you desire, no matter the age. And there, now I wanna make a special message to my dad. Even though you're not physically present, not anymore with us, all the strength and the hard work I learned from you and Mom have brought me to this point in my life. I hope I can still make you proud. I'm going back to Spanish. Por otro lado, esto es una sorpresa para mi familia. Lo he tenido en reserva porque para mí era muy importante ver sus caritas llenas de orgullo y sorpresa hoy, así como demostrarle a mis hijos que si te enfocas, puedes conseguir lo que deseas, no importa la edad. Y ahora el mensaje para mi padre. Aunque físicamente ya no estás con nosotros, de ti y mamá he aprendido el esfuerzo y la fortaleza para afrontar la vida. Espero que sigas orgulloso de mí. Go back to English. Finally, I want to thank you, the Howard County Library System, the Labor Department for supporting Project Literacy and the NEDP program. Also, thank all NEDP staff for allowing us, the graduates, to take the next step to improve our lives. Last but not least, thank you to my mom and my kids for being here. Sorry for not telling you. I love you guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Annie. Next, please welcome Eloisa Arake and her coach, Sue Ziegler.
This is the first time we're seeing each other face to face, actually. Good evening, everyone. My name is Sue Ziegler, and I've been a volunteer with Project Literacy for just a little over 35 years. In that time, I've worked with about 24 learners, and today I'm honored to celebrate my 8th graduate, Eloisa. We began working together in June of last year, mostly through text messages and Zoom calls. I learned early on that she had come to the United States from Ecuador in 2023 with a master's degree in economics. A lot of economics degrees tonight. From that very beginning, she impressed me with her independence, her preparation, and her unwavering commitment to her goal. Today we celebrate not just her graduation, but the remarkable journey behind it. As a foreign-born adult learner, Eloisa navigated a new country, a new culture, and a new language, all while caring for her husband and young son. She set out to earn her high school diploma to better understand the American educational system and culture, and she faced every challenge head-on. She completed the program in April, finishing in just 9 months. Her story is one of perseverance. While many follow a traditional path through school, she chose to return, to push forward, and to prove it is never too late to achieve something meaningful. She balanced long hours of studying with her work as a tax preparer for Making Change, managed her family responsibilities, and overcame obstacles that don't appear in any textbook. Over time, her English skills and her confidence grew tremendously. Today, we honor her strength, her sacrifice, and her determination to create new opportunities for herself and for those who look up to her. Her achievement reminds us that success isn't defined by where we start, but the courage you show along the way. Please join me in celebrating a truly inspiring graduate, Eloisa. I'm so proud of you and all you've accomplished. Congratulations to you and all of the graduates here tonight.
Let me start with this phrase. The key to open some of the most difficult and important doors in our life is already in our hands. Good evening, everyone. I'm Eloisa. I'm so happy and proud to receive the NEDP diploma. It means a lot to me. Also, I learned so much through the program. Thanks God for that. I want to say thank you to the amazing Project Literacy team. You are amazing, guys. I learned so much from you. I never imagined meet people like you. You are so kind and supportive. Thanks, Sue, my coach. Thank you for your support, and also for texting me every Monday for our meeting. A big thank you to my family, Jan and Joaquin. I love you so much, and thank you for always believing in me. I'm thinking about how much life can change, people, places, plans. It's amazing to realize that the most growth comes from the situations that seem the most intimidating at first. To my fellow graduates, be proud of what you have achieved. Each of us has a unique story. And today we celebrate not only a diploma, but also celebrate our determination and resilience. Remember always, dreams have no age, no timeline, and no expiration date. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Eloisa. Next, we'd like to invite up Sandra Carrasco and her coach, Linda Evans.
Good evening, everyone. I had the privilege of being Sandra's NEDP coach this year. And what impressed me most about Sandra during our time together was her determination to succeed. It was a very quiet determination, but it was incredibly powerful. When Sandra first began NEDP, she may have been a little nervous. She may have had a couple doubts about herself and her ability to complete the program, but beneath all of that, beneath the nerves, beneath maybe a couple doubts, I could always tell that her steady, quiet determination never disappeared. She simply did what she had to do. She showed up to all of our sessions. She did the extra work at home, in the evenings and on the weekends, after working her full-time job. As she mastered each competency, health literacy, cultural literacy, civics, math, history, science, Sandra's confidence grew. Little by little, those nerves and those doubts she may have had in the beginning lost their power, and her belief in herself grew stronger. But as it happens in everyone's life, particularly with our adult learners, there were unexpected personal obstacles that surfaced and difficult challenges that she had to navigate. Some of these obstacles and challenges may have caused other students to step away from their goals, but not Sandra. She simply kept going. Sandra handled those personal challenges the same way she met every part of the program, with persistence, resilience, and quiet strength. Tonight, Sandra, I hope you take a moment to recognize the strength that brought you here. Your determination may have been quiet, but it was unmistakable. It carried you through every challenge, every late night, every doubt, and every obstacle. And it has brought you to the milestone that you have truly earned. Could you all please join me in congratulating and welcoming Sandra Carrasco.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for coming and celebrating with us today. First of all, I would like to say thanks God for the opportunity to be here today. To my parents who are in heaven, thank you so much for all you did for me, and I love you. I hope you are proud of me.
Good evening. The time is now 7:30 p.m. and the library will be closing in 30 minutes at 8 p.m. At this time, we ask that you take any final selections to the checkout desk on the first floor or to a self-checkout machine. The library will reopen tomorrow at 9 a.m.
To the Howard County Library System, thank you for having this NEDP program. On this program, I learned a lot. I got a lot of knowledge and growth. For me, education is the most important thing, and I feel like nobody takes away from you. Thank you to the project literacy staff. Everyone at the library is so kind, nice, and helpful since the first day. Thank you, and a special thank you to Mrs. Emma O, who introduced me to this program. Thank you so much. Ben Hamilton, thank you. Jovita Bass, who helped me on any assignment I had to finish. Lisa, my assessor, And Emma, who was always flexible with my busy schedule. Thank you so much. And to the ESL instructors, thank you. And another special, very special thank you to my coach, Miss Linda, who always encouraged me and support me on every assignment, on every session to do better. Thank you so much. You know how much I appreciate your time and everything you do for me. Mrs. Linda taught me to believe in myself. And tonight, I am very proud of myself because this is a big achievement for me. As I allude to the future, this is a significant step forward for me. And I learned that I have learned a lot from this NEDP program. Thank you to everybody who made possible this program. And to the graduates, congratulations, and we did it.
Thank you, Sandra. Next, we'd like to invite up Ana Galdames Vargas. Her coach, Nona, could not be here tonight, so introducing her will be her assessor, Lisa Conklin.
I'm very happy to introduce Anna as one of our 2026 graduates. Anna is a mother of 2 children, many wonderful pets, and cares for infants and toddlers for her job. As you can see, caring for others is a common theme in Anna's life. During her program, Anna met with me, her assessor, after a full day of work, several hours of studying, and when I met her for assessments, she showed she didn't just learn what was required, she really went above and beyond. She was asking questions and wanting to learn more. Her excitement about learning continues on as she prepares to continue her education and earn her U.S. citizenship. Congratulations for coming this far, Anna. We are so excited as you move forward to new goals.
Good evening, everyone. Congratulations to all graduates. I am truly grateful to be here tonight. I'm sorry, I'm nervous. I'm very bad speaking in front of people, so forgive me if I say something wrong or my nerves get in the way. So, I would like to, first, I would like to thank God for the opportunity He gave me to meet people. And one of the amazing people that I met was Miss Contreras, which I didn't have the chance to tell her to come tonight, but I'm pretty sure she'll see this. I think we're recording, so she'll probably see it. Thank you so much to her because without her, I won't be here. She worked at Thomas Viaduct Elementary Middle School. One day I was there on one of the reunions meetings that she has, and she was talking about the program, inviting everyone to, who was interested to get into the program. And before that, I thought about it to, finish my school. I didn't have the chance to do it in my country, so I went to her and I asked her where it was and asked all the questions that I needed to. So because of her, I'm standing right here today. So I would like to thank God for that. I would like to thank my family, my husband, my kids. Thank you for the support, for the love, and my friends. I would like to thank Ms. Lisa, Ms. Nona. I know she couldn't be here today, but I'm very grateful for all the support that they gave me. Every time I met Miss Lisa, always encouraged me. Every time I met with her, I was like, Miss Lisa, I'm so nervous. She's like, you'll be fine, you'll do great. And she was always, encouraging me to do better. So I would like to thank them for that, to all the people in the program. Thank you for whoever make it possible. I hope this program keeps going for many years because it's a big help for people like us who come from, like they already mentioned, we come from another country, and it helps us to grow more. Sorry, I have to. As I was saying, I would like to thank everybody who support me, and I want to tell my kids that no matter what age you are, you can keep growing and you keep learning. Like they mentioned before, learning doesn't have a time or age or, even a language barrier. As you can see, I'm struggling over here, but thank you for the patience. And for the last but not less important, I would like to thank myself for not giving up, even though there were days that I was exhausted and I felt like I couldn't do it no more. I look at my kids and I was like, I need to keep going because they're the one who are my biggest, they give me the strength that I need every time I'm trying to give up. So thank you so much for the time, and congratulations, everyone, and thank you for being here.
Thank you, Anna. Next, Emily Gapp and her coach, Carolyn Berlin.
Good evening again. So I started working with Emily quite a few years ago, and at that time she had the nickname of Jet. And I've been told that she wants to go by Emily now, so if I make a mistake, I'm sorry. But I don't remember when you started. I think it was right as the pandemic was winding down, and I was her math tutor. And she had passed reading, and then she passed the math, passed the writing, and we got together for what we call the triangle meeting with Emma and Jet and I to talk about the program. And Emily told us that she couldn't continue. She had a health issue that she had to take care of. And it was really brave of her to tell us that. But I know Emma and I both felt like, oh, that's too bad. We were very disappointed, and because you never know if they're going to come back. But she did. She came back, I think it was less than a year later, because you didn't have to take all the tests again. And she worked hard. She really worked hard. Sometimes we even worked in Starbucks. She really worked hard. And going back to the theme of what do I learn from my students, what I learned from Emily is, don't give up. If there's anybody out there that's working on your NEDP, don't give up. I mean, Emily's been through it, and she can tell you. And I also want to say I carry you in my heart, too. This is Emily.
Hi. Don't really have a speech, but I'll just say what's on my mind. So I was halfway through my NEDP, and I was going through a lot of family stuff. I was kicked out of the house 3 times. Parents divorced, and just a lot of trouble. And then the place I was living at after that was called Humanum, and there was a lot of bad people there. Someone stole my cat, you know. It was a really crazy time in my life, and only one in my family that got a diploma, and I guess that kind of pushed me to get my diploma and hopefully, yeah. Yeah. And, you know, I want to go to college. I kind of wanted to be a doctor. I don't know about that, but I want to try, you know, do something crazy and just be as big as I can, you know. Hopefully the rest of my family can follow in my footsteps. And, yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Emily. Next, we'd like to invite Kelly Johnson and her coach, Ben Hamilton.
I'm going to be really short so that Kelly can talk. It was a pleasure to meet with Kelly. We met once a week. It was awesome. I'm gonna miss it, actually. So I was her coach, right? That's my title. I was supposed to help her if she got stuck. And maybe like, it felt different for her, but she never really got stuck. She would come to our meetings. All of her stuff would be done. She would have a plan for the next week. And I'd be like, well, what am I supposed to do? But she's really smart. She's really organized. She's really creative. Yeah, she's gonna do great. So without further ado, this is Kelly.
Okay. Good afternoon, good evening, parents, 2026 class graduates. First, I want to say congratulations to the class of 2026. We made it. And honestly, there was probably moments where some of us thought this day would never had come. Between deadline stress, trying to figure out life while still remembering passwords we forgot 5 minutes ago, getting here wasn't really easy. But tonight proves something important, that persistence matters. The NPD journey is different from the traditional high school experience, but that's what makes it special. Every person here has a story. Some of us have obstacles, responsibilities, jobs, families, challenges, or moments where life tested us. Yet we kept going. We showed up, and now we're graduating. I want to also thank the teachers and coaches and Ben for believing in us even on days where we doubted ourselves. I also want to thank God for giving us strength and pushing through this hard journey of working with coaches and assessors during the NEPD. They didn't just teach lessons from books. They taught you patience, courage, encouragement, and confidence. And trust me, answering some of the questions over and over probably deserves an award itself. As for the future, I know many of us are heading in many different ways, many different directions. Some are heading to starting careers, some are continuing school, and some are still figuring things out. As for me, I hope to go to college and majoring in law. I wanted to build a future where I can help people stand up for others and make a difference in the world.
Time is now 7:45 p.m. The library will be closing in 15 minutes at 8 p.m. At this time, we ask that you take any final selections to the checkout desk on the first floor or to a self-checkout machine. The library will reopen tomorrow at 9 a.m.
Thank you. Tonight is not just about receiving a diploma. It's about proving to ourselves that no matter how old or young, that we're still capable of more than we thought. This is not the end of our story. It's the beginning of a new chapter. So to the class of 2026, keep moving forward. Believe in yourself and never let setbacks define your future. Thank you.
Thank you, Kelly. Next, Eliza Lockhart and her coach, Kim Metz.
So it's my pleasure to get to introduce Eliza. I had the privilege of being her coach along with Jovita Voss. And the thing I was thinking about was a saying when I think about you and your journey through NEDP, from probably a story some of you know, the tortoise and the hare, the line that says, slow and steady wins the race. And Eliza, I looked it up. We met for the first time in March 2025. And Eliza was actually, she started the NEDP in a different program in a different county. So when you came to Project Literacy, she was almost halfway done. And she was excited to get to continue and have the opportunity to work towards her goal of getting her high school diploma. And what impressed me so much, one of the many things, was your ability and your skill to pace yourself. She has a very busy life. She works as an American Sign Language interpreter. She's raising her family. She has children, as we know. And she was also getting many other certifications for her job at the same time she was doing NEDP. So I'm sure, I can imagine now that you're crossing this finish line, that it feels all the sweeter because you kept going and you could have given up. I mean, it would have been understandable. You had so much going on. So I'm just so happy for you. I'm happy to share this moment with you. Congratulations. Thank you.
I didn't write a speech, but I would like to thank my coaches, my assessor, Emma, Jovita, Kim, for being patient with me, because there were many times where I did not show up to sessions, canceled sessions last minute. At the time we were supposed to meet, I would say, hey, I can't make it, but they were still patient with me. Jovita and Kim, they did not give up. There were times they had to been stern with me because I would have pushback a little bit, but I appreciate their patience. I appreciate Emma being willing to assess with me at night, because that seemed to be the best time for me, because I am a sign language interpreter, and I have been an interpreter for 20 plus years, but I had my first son at 16, so my main focus was to raise my kids and to support my children. This past year, I was in the middle of getting certified. I think I took about 4 to 5 courses through my job, on top of trying to get my diploma. I think one of the turning points for me to want to really get my diploma was when I applied to a part-time job and got the job, and the offer was rescinded because I didn't have my diploma. So that let me know just how much I really needed my diploma. I always thought, because I'm in my career field, I've been an interpreter for 20 years, I know what I'm doing. I haven't needed this far, but that let me know that I did need it, and that way no one can say no as long as I had it. So, and I appreciate my kids. I have 4 children, all ages. My oldest is 23, my youngest is 7, so that's a busy household. And so just raising them and watching my oldest 2 graduate really made me want to graduate, because I didn't want to be left out in the family. So I just appreciate the NEDP program. And I must say, the Howard County NED program is better than the Arundel. Because we actually have coaches, and I didn't have a coach there, so I was really by myself. But I appreciate it, and congratulations to my fellow graduates.
Thank you, Eliza. We'd like to invite Rachel Oyang and her coach, Carolyn Berlin.
Hello again, everyone. This is my last graduate, though, so you won't see me again. Rachel I got her as a student last July, I think. And when we started, she was actually traveling in China and traveling all over China. So we would meet. Sometimes she had good internet and she'd meet on her laptop, and sometimes she didn't have good internet, and sometimes she'd meet on her phone. But she was committed to getting this done, and so that didn't bother her. You know, we just worked through it. And then when she got back, we met in person, which was really delightful. And my lesson from her is commitment is a recipe for success. If you can meet in China in the middle of the night, I got to add, on an iPhone, you're committed. So I'm so happy that she's graduating. And she only took, what, 4 months to get it? Yeah, she worked really hard. So Rachel, congratulations.
Sorry, I have to read this just for time management. Good evening, everyone. My name is Rachel Ouyang, and I'm very honored to speak here today. I would like to thank the NEDP program at the Harvard County Literacy Program for giving this opportunity to learn, grow, and finally earn my high school degree. I moved to the United States about 10 years ago. When I first came here, my family lived in the Seattle, Washington state. Many things were very difficult for me and for my family. I did not fully understand how life worked in this country. Things like banking, taxes, medical insurance, legislation, and many other everyday systems. I had to learn my lessons through difficult experience and mistakes. Sometimes I think life would have been much easier if I had found this program 10 years ago. Even though I have lived in the US for a long time, this program gave me something very important: systematic learning and understanding. Through this program, I gained knowledge about rights, taxes, geography, insurance, and many practical life skills that helped me feel more confident living in this country. More importantly, I found kind and supportive people who truly cared about helping students succeed. I would especially like to thank my coach, Caroline, for her patience and support. She met me in person every week during my learning journey, and it's truly helped me a lot. I know it's not easy to make that kind of commitment, especially when coaches often have several students at the same time. I also want to thank Emma and Ben, the staff, and my grader, another Emma, for your help and encouragement. And I'm very grateful to my friend Nora Tyler, who supported me throughout this journey.
The time is now 7:55 p.m. and the library will be closing in 5 minutes at 8 p.m. At this time, we ask you take any final collections to the checkout desk on the first floor or to a self-checkout machine. The library will reopen tomorrow at 9 a.m.
All of you put so much effort into helping students like me, and I truly appreciate. This program did not only help me earn a diploma, it also helped me feel that I finally found a place where I belong. Thank you everyone for coming and supporting us tonight, and congratulations to our graduation tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Rachel. Next, Ana Maria Soares Marks and her coach, Lindsay Janelle. That's me. It is an honor to be here to introduce Ana Maria. Ana Maria is a dedicated mom of 2 boys, Alexander and Leandro, which means she found time for NEDP during very busy days caring for her family and managing an active household. Some work happened during rare quiet moments, but most were before soccer practice or between lunch and school pickup, or even right in the middle of snack time, which sometimes also involved some very detailed conversations about dinosaurs. In addition to her dedication, perseverance, and thoughtfulness, Ana Maria brought something else to her work with NEDP, and that is an amazing sense of humor. When work got challenging and overwhelming, Ana Maria was able to keep on laughing and did not give up. Although I know she will never look at grocery store chicken the same way again. Ana Maria, today is a day to celebrate you and all of the hard work and determination it took to get your diploma. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to have been your coach and now your friend, and to get to know the incredible and inspiring person you are. As a mom, I know you wear many hats, but today it's a graduation cap. Congratulations.
Thank you to my family and all their support. Mama, thank you for being my cheerleader, Nicholas, and my mentor, Lindsay, and Lisa. I was lucky to bump into them. They are very warm and kind, and thank you for all the NDP family. I was taking the GD program, and I first started studying with Mama. So I thought that maybe I was never gonna make it. It was difficult. So, and then I went to the library to look for more help. And so I had to take the test to be placed on the program. And then I didn't pass. I cried. And when I passed, I cried again. And then Ben was there. He said, she cries when she doesn't pass. She cries when she passes. Because I was with this for a long time. Taking the GD program was a little difficult. I had passed one of the tests, the science, the rest just getting close but not making. But yeah, when I came to America, my father said, you're going to study, and he's not around anymore, so today I made it. Congratulations to everybody. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Ana Maria. Next, we'd like to invite Larico Walters and his assessor, Lisa Conklin.
It is so exciting to be up here introducing Larico as an NADP graduate. Larico's journey reflects perseverance, growth, and determination. Larico holds himself accountable while giving himself the space to grow and truly put his best foot forward. Can you hear me? Still hear me? Okay. I admired this about you, Larico, and it was pretty amazing to see that when you decided it was time to reach your goal, you finished over 60% of the program in 3 months. Your drive and self-awareness are unique qualities, and your future is bright.
Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. Congratulations.
So I'd like to start off by saying thank you to everybody who came tonight. You guys are beautiful. Thank you for being here, and congratulations to everybody who graduated with me. Thank you to my colleagues, and thank you to my coaches. I love you all, and thank you. I'm very grateful to be here. You know, as a person who struggles with like major depressive disorder, anxiety, and you know, all that different type of stuff, bro, my biggest thing to say to all of y'all is that y'all can do it. Swear to God, if y'all want to really, y'all gotta apply yourselves and really sit down and take the time and be like, yes, I can do this, I will do this, and I'm going to do this. You all have it, I promise. And the last thing I'd like to say is, we made it.
One more time.
Thank you, Larico. And now Joshua Yu and his coach Emma Osundorp.
I go first. You go first. Everything is a lesson here. All right, thank you. All right, this is Joshua. Like many young people, Joshua loves games, video games, sports, but there's a part of Joshua a lot of people don't know. He is always a lover of art, especially brush painting by famous Chinese brush painter Zhang Daqian. And also, he admired the artwork by a Dutch painter named Piet Mondrian. I hope I say it correctly. Because of his upbringing, he also lived by the value of humility, hard work, and respect your elders. So when we first worked together, I noticed that he has great sense of humor. And a lot of times during our sessions and our conversation would go to topics that has nothing to do with high school diploma. But we had fun discussing it. But I know deep down inside, all the funny things aside, deep down inside, not having a high school diploma had always been a source of shame and disappointment for him. So instead of feeling sorry for himself, he decided to do something about it when he entered Project Literacy in the spring of 2024. And we worked together through the sessions. He improved his vocabulary, and he also learned things on new topics that he didn't know before. For example, when we were doing the pay stub, he learned different elements about the pay stub. And then he realized, okay, he never got a pay stub from his former employer. That's when we did start investigating, okay, he was being shortchanged in many ways. So that's how he quit his job and switched to a better one, right? But I believe there are times when he really feels very, very discouraged, very frustrated, when he couldn't do some of the assignments on his own. You know, we go through life, we know it's not how many times you fall down. What matters is that you always get back up and keep fighting for what you believe that's true, that's valuable to you. And that's exactly what he did. He got his high school diploma in February of 2026 this year. And I'm sure his assessor, Lisa, the portfolio reviewer, another Emma, and also his first coach, Mark here, would share the same sentiment that it's truly been an honor and a pleasure to be a part of his amazing journey. Now that he's got his high school diploma, he's not wasting any time. He's moving on, he's going to take training to enter the medical field. So without further ado, Mr. Joshua Yu.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I feel honored to be here as a graduate of a Project Literacy program. My name is Joshua Yu. I was born in a beautiful port city called Zhangjiang in Guangdong, China. 16 years ago, I immigrated to the United States with my family and living in the Maryland area. I did not finish my high school study in China. Since living in the United States, I soon realized that without the high school diploma, my future job career choice would be very limited. So I start my journey toward higher education by taking English classes in the community college. After a few years, my friend in church introduced me to the GED program. I studied and have taken several exams. My first attempts at taking the exams were failure. Even though my scores were close to the pass mark, I felt some disappointments and helpless, wondering I will ever reach my goal to obtain the diploma. During that time, another friend from my church recommends this Project Literacy program. With tireless and patience guidance, of my first teacher, Mr. Mars, and then Miss Elmer, I quickly learned and observed the material. I successfully complete the program in around 2 years. Even though I'm way beyond high school age, there is an old Chinese saying, one is never too old to learn. What I want to say is that learning is a process of determinations and patience, or along the way you may experience negative emotion and feeling of giving up. But as long as you have the faith to believe that all things are possible, you will surely achieve something. And finally, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to Miss Lisa, Mr. Mars, I know here today, Miss Elma, and the brother sister in church. Especially Miss Elma, you have taught me so much knowledge from which I have benefits immensely. Last but not the least, I'd like to thank my parents, Shalan and Derek, who support me unconditionally through both good times and bad times. This year, I'm starting a new phase of my study, enrolling in a medical course at a community college. To all of you students starting a new school year here, know that with each step you make in this journey takes you close to the end of the goal. So let's try to make our goals live in reality. Yeah, thank you, everyone.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me? All right, good. We'd just like to take a moment to thank Tonya Akins, and I see her in the back there. Project Literacy and NEDP are possible thanks to her incredible support of this program. Thank you so much, Tonya. And we do have some flowers for you if you'd like to come up. Yeah. Thank you. Please also join us in thanking Echo Salisbury, and the Maryland Department of Labor. Echo, we appreciate you so much, your tireless support, and for you being here tonight. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, now we'd like to invite our elected officials who are here tonight to come up, and we will call each graduate one at a time to receive their certificates. Please, graduates, remain standing in front of the blue curtain once you're called. Okay. Thank you.
Maksuda Akhtar. Annie Aragon. Eloisa Arake. Sandra Carrasco. Ana Galdames Vargas. Emily Gap. Kelly Johnson. Eliza Lockhart. Rachel Oyang. Ana Maria Suarez Marks. Lurico Walters. Joshua Yu.
So Graduates. Congratulations, graduates. Now, please move your tassel from the right side to the left side to signify that you are now a high school diploma graduate.
Okay, so we have a special recognition this evening, and I don't know that she knew it was coming, so hopefully she is okay with it. In 2001, Emma Ostendorp joined Howard County Library System's Project Literacy Program as an administrative assistant, working alongside then coordinator Janet Carcetti. When Janet retired in 2006, my predecessor recognized Emma's extraordinary talent and leadership and promoted her to lead Project Literacy. Probably one of the best decisions she's ever made because Emma is outstanding. Emma is deeply passionate about her work, our students, our staff, and the volunteer tutors who make this program possible. I'm thinking about all of the years that I've had the opportunity to do this and all of the students who have walked across this stage and the countless lives you have helped better. Thank you so very much. Her drive and determination helped secure major grants from the Maryland Department of Labor and the Institute of Museum and Library Services, including a grant in 2020 to build a career pathways program for skilled immigrants. Emma saw a need and created a program to meet it. In recognition of her impact, Maryland TESOL, Teachers of English to Speakers of Other Languages, honored her with a Lifetime Achievement Award in 2021. As Emma retires at the end of this month, I know, we feel both gratitude and sadness at her departure. We are profoundly thankful for her contributions to our community and for the lasting impact she has had on everyone in this room and on the thousands beyond it. Senator Van Hollen's representative had to leave for another graduation, so I will do this in her stead and his. This citation is presented to Emma Ostendorp in recognition of your 25 years of dedicated service with Howard County Library System's Project Literacy Program, with appreciation for your years of leadership, compassion, and commitment to supporting adult learners and making a lasting difference in the lives of countless students, and with best wishes for an enjoyable and fulfilling retirement, Senator Chris Van Hollen, United States Senator. Please join me in thanking Emma for all her best in retirement. All right, as we close, let's give the class of 2026 another round of applause. Congratulations. Thank you so much to the family and friends who supported your graduates through their journey to become U.S. citizens and/or earn their national external high school diploma. Thank you so much to our elected officials for being here this evening and for your ongoing support. And thank you to all of you for coming out this evening. We invite you to remain in the room for a short reception. Have a lovely, lovely evening. Thank you, everyone.